So guys, welcome to the business practices class. I would like to go over a couple things with regards to discussions. In this week's first discussion, which is discussion 1, I want you guys to put in an introduction, and I want you to answer specific questions, which are listed here. You can also include other information if you find it an interesting thing about yourself that you'd like to share. And as far as how you would do this, you would click the reply button on the bottom of the discussion. Let me copy this and we'll cancel it and I'll show you what I mean by reply. So here's the reply button. So you would click this reply button to reply to this thread. So I'm going to click reply. I'll paste in my message. And then this part is the part that is really important, is making sure you include an image of yourself or a likeness of yourself. And let me define that here. So I'm going to put my cursor before my introduction and hit the return key, and then put the cursor in that space. To insert an image, and this is not a linked image, okay? This is not an attachment, in other words. We want this to this image to come up as soon as this introduction opens. So we don't want to have to download anything. So this is how we're going to post images, not only for this discussion, but for future discussions. You'll see here there is an images item here. You can click on that or click on the arrow and go to upload images. Now, if you have gone to your files area and put any user images in there, you could do it that way, but I'm just going to do it kind of raw. So I'm going to upload image. And here you can see you can click and drag an image to the area. Now I have created a couple of different images, so I'll show you kind of an example of different acceptable type forms of imagery. So for instance, I'm going to click on this picture I took a while back, drag it over, hit submit, and you'll see that the image will float in here. Now if it's really large, which this is a little large, you then will click on the image to activate it. And then you can click and drag to reduce the size of the image. So there's an actual photo of me, but let's say you're kind of shy and you don't want to show a photo of yourself, or maybe you're more creative and you want to do something a little bit more fun. I'm going to hit the return key a couple times. I'm going to put a new image in here. Let's say I decided I wanted to show a likeness of myself, but not actually show myself. I live in a cabin and we heat with wood burning stove. We're off grid in the middle of the woods, so there's a lot of cleaning, a lot of dirt, and especially from the burning wood. So I'm going to put the cursor in here again. I'm going to click on this image to add it, that image icon, and I'm going to drag this one. Now this is an old character that maybe a lot of people aren't familiar with. Her name is Hilda, and she's from the 1950s. There's a gentleman who illustrated several really fun sort of icons with this Hilda model. So here's Hilda sweeping her dust from her cabin under her rug, and her wood burning stove is behind her. Now, if you wanted to get kind of, have some real fun, what I did also, and this may look really goofy, but I also decided to take a famous painting and impose my face on it. Kind of goofy, but you guys can get creative with it. So I am going here again, going to insert the image, and I'm going to drag Botticelli's Venus image with my face on it, which does look really goofy, into my discussion area. Now this one looks like it might be a little bit larger. It's taking a while to upload, so I probably should have resized this in Photoshop before I brought it in here. So here I'm going to change the size of this as well. Now if you've had art history, you're probably familiar with the Birth of Venus. It's a famous painting. So not that I really tie myself in any way to the Botticelli's Birth of Venus, but I just thought it'd be a funny thing to kind of play around with. So here are 3 examples of different likenesses of me. One is me with no alterations. Second one is not me, but a likeness of me. In the event you're kind of more shy about showing a likeness of yourself. And the third one is just kind of having fun. And this was kind of a quick Photoshop thing, which really still needs some work, but a quick Photoshop graphic of me as the birth of Venus. I do want you guys to, type in your introduction. You can see I have one here. Mention also some things about typography. And what I'll do here is I will upload the video on how to get images uploaded through IvyLearn's discussions. So we'll get that cleaned up and get that in here. But I wanted to make sure you guys understood how to do this. Now, once I hit post reply, you will see that my reply is right here. And you'll probably see that too if you follow along the video. So, and it does look like these have little red clocks next to them. Basically what that is it's an accessibility issue. And I'm going to click on this and just tell this that this is a decorative image. And it should be more accessible at this point. So I don't know that you'll have that same problem where it'll indicate the image is decorative. That may be an instructor problem, but I'm just cleaning those up. And then I have that in there. So that pretty much concludes, guys, how you would create images and not create them. You can create them in Photoshop or whatever, but how you would upload them into a discussion board. Hope this works out for you. Thanks.